Good morning, everyone. Oh. If you hear me like real nasally, it's because it's absolutely freezing in this house and it's freezing outside. Where am I? I'm here at home. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Soldier. How are you? Oh my gosh, it's cold. I don't have the heat on. I just can't force myself to turn it on just yet. Lord. Waiting on Brandon. He's the man that would be late to his own funeral. Hey, Ash274. I have a hoodie on. I have like 2 layers of pants on, and I've got this big old blanket over me. It's so cold. Oh, that's so sweet. Third night with my new Alaskan. Oh, that is so adorable. They're so cute. I love puppies. I can't have any more puppies, though. I'm not allowed. Well, there you are.
Hey.
Hi. How goes it?
Oh, I'm sleepy.
You're sleepy? Yeah, me too. So can you guess by my picture what today is?
Is it Bill's birthday?
Yeah. It would have been Grandpa's 97th birthday.
Good Lord.
Hey, Just Angel. Good morning, sunshine. Oh, her puppy has one blue eye and one brown. That is so freaking cute. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so today is kind of a special day. It's my grandpa's birthday, and he was the wisest man I ever knew. And I miss that man dearly.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, he was funny. Oh gosh, the stories we could tell.
Yeah.
Especially with grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh my gosh. So what's up, Mr. Brandon?
Not a lot. Just hanging out.
Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go.
So
anyway.
I tried to go live last night, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't work out at all. And I think I figured out what happened with the Wi-Fi. I was back in the bedroom, and I think Daniel pulls so much Wi-Fi from that.
Yeah.
He's got this like massive computer that he built on his own, and it's like so unbelievably powerful. And I swear to God, it sucks all the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I swear. And not only will he have that computer on, he'll have his laptop on, or he'll have his Xbox. PlayStation and Xbox on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it like sucks all the Wi-Fi. Is that even possible?
Yeah. So he's actually closest to the signal. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sitting there yesterday, and like all of a sudden it just like kicked me out, and here I am just talking.
Was it like 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
6?
Yeah.
Happened to me
I think yours went out at the same time, actually, because like everything went out. But Daniel's, his was still on. And I was like, yep. He's busted.
It happens.
It does. Hey, Sand Dancer. Hey, Derry D. How are you? I love Derry D. She's a sweetheart. She's very kind. And Sand Dancer, she's my bunkie. Yeah, Just Angel, I think it's possible too. And I keep telling him, like, Daniel, if you're going to use the Wi-Fi, only use one device at a time. Hey, Vinny G. Yeah, Vinny G, closest to the signal. Well, I'm serious. Like, it's got to be something, because Daniel's computer, I mean, this thing is like unbelievably powerful. Like, he put like a couple $1,000s into this thing. And it's got to be that. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I don't know what else would cause, but there's some sort of issue when he has all those things running at once.
Yeah, like if Brandon's on the internet, his internet will lag, and my computer, my laptop's so old, it'll just kick me off. I love this old thing. I don't think I'll ever get rid of it, I swear.
It's been good to you.
It has been good to me, and I've not been very good to it. This morning I spilt my coffee on it. Lord, I've dropped it how many times, and it's just still running like a champ.
Oh, yeah.
So I woke up, and the first thing I do is, I go potty, and then I go take the dogs out, and then, I'll drink my coffee or whatever. And then I kind of like surf through what's been going on YouTube. You're not going to believe this. I swear to God, it's hysterical, but it's not. But it's about the perp. I found this channel, and her name is Investigator 911, and it's Ballet Babe, one of my friends. And she recorded Laura saying that she had another dream. Now, remind everyone, this is like the second or third time she's had a dream of murdering people on YouTube by putting soap down their throat. What is that when you sit there and dream of murdering people all the time? That's like not normal. You know what I mean?
I'm not even going to try to guess. I don't know.
Brandon's like, I'm just going to stay out of it.
Yeah, I have no clue. Who knows?
Those extenders. Oh, okay.
We have one. It's in his room.
You're kidding me.
No, there's one in there.
It's in his room?
Yep.
That kid is so spoiled. I've had it.
I'll stay out of that one too.
You know what? Yes, that is psycho. She's crazy, man. I'm telling you what. She will come online bragging about how she, murders people. That is the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't think I've ever, in the history of ever, had a dream where I murdered someone.
I don't think I have either.
No.
And not that I'm better than or less than. I don't think I've ever had a dream like that.
My dreams are crazy and kind of psychedelic. It's really weird. Like,
yeah, mine are more psychedelic than
anything. Yeah. And like with like real vivid colors, and like when I wake up, I'm like, whoa. That's funny. No, it's not a normal thing. Not at all. Hey, infidel lady, how are you? So I thought we would like talk about addiction and relapse and like what it's been like for us. Oh, Sand Dancer Bunky. Oh, I thought you said you can't stay either. I need to get some glasses. I have weird dreams, but never violent. Yeah. I don't think I've ever had a violent dream in my life.
Yeah,
like ever. But then again, I don't watch like scary movies, and my thought process isn't about murdering people every day.
Right.
So there's that, because sometimes when you go to bed, if you're thinking about something, you'll dream about it. And that's weird, but I don't know.
I've noticed with my dreams that usually the people in them are people I don't know very well.
Really?
Yeah, it'll be like like someone from high school that I haven't seen in 20 years. It's like, what the heck? And I'm trying to remember their name, and it's just very bizarre in terms of the people that are in them.
Oh, mine are bizarre too. Like last night's was a trip. I woke up telling Brandon about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it because it's so corny. It was funny though. Oh gosh. Was it not the weirdest dream?
You've had some bangers.
And they're so goofy. Like I'm goofy anyways, so
in a dream state, it's just times two. Yeah.
Lord, help us. Did you know that every face you see in your dreams you have seen before? whether you realize it or not. Interesting, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I must have heard something like that along the way. Because I've noticed that, especially in the last few weeks, I've noticed like the faces I've had in dreams are just people that, you know, it's never like my best friend from high school or a girl I used to date, or it's never anyone like that. It's always like, someone I met one time, so,
Yeah.
it's just bizarre. And they're like the main focus of my dream. Like we're driving somewhere or at a concert, or just bizarre.
Yeah. Well, see, with the perp, I think her dream was like aimed towards Alicia because she said soap. She shoved soap, and Alicia makes her own soaps. So that's what I was thinking. That's where my mind went. I could be wrong though, but I know she really dislikes Alicia. And because Alicia talks about her from time to time, which she has every right. And that's what I was talking about last night when I tried to go live and it only lasted for like 15 minutes. You know, I played a video of Laura saying that, if you continuously talk about me, your monetizations are going to go away. And you wonder why your monetizations go away. And then, in the next breath, she's talking about, she's tired of people trashing her candle sales because those candle sales feed her children and put a roof over her children's heads. And I'm thinking, well, don't you think that those people with monetizations that helped their families and helped feed their kids? Because all the people that's been struck over here on our side have had have kids, like little kids. And that money they depended on, just like Laura depends on the money from candle sales or whatnot. And it's funny to me how her channel has never lost monetization. Nobody's ever struck her the way she has others. And nobody over there on that side has ever lost monetization. It's only people over here. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who's doing it. And that's my opinion. And I think I'm right on that. So I don't know. I think it's wrong to, I guess people nowadays call it cancel culture, where you try to cancel people out. I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong to try to flag people's videos down, flag their lives down, take their monetizations away. I think it's wrong.
It's
Yeah,
one thing
Gary,
if,
she did. She lost. Hold on, Brandon, real quick. She
but
did lose a channel, but I think she lost that channel because she was playing Dr. Phil or something. She was doing, or no, 90 Day Fiance or something like that. She was using that content, and I think that's why that channel got struck down. It wasn't because any of us were like flagging her or anything. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's one thing if someone's saying something racist or something, just totally inappropriate for the internet. I understand that, but when people try to strike channels or cancel people just because they don't like what they had to say, or they were talking about them, so they're gonna strike the video. It's just kind of ridiculous. And plus, if you've noticed, I've never seen her really show any care or concern for anyone but her.
Yeah. No.
I mean, ultimately,
yeah. Well, that's because like her little mind cannot see outside of her bubble. Like she has this little bubble and it's all self-absorbed. It's all about her. And she doesn't care about what happens to anyone else. It's the Laura show. It's not, she doesn't care about this one or that one. It's all about her, and how people treat her so bad. Forget about how she talks about others. It's how people treat her. And 9 times out of 10, people are responding to her. They're not, giving it to her. They are responding because she has said something about them. So, yeah, you're right. No empathy. She's the only person I've ever known in the history of ever that has been fired for lack of empathy.
Yeah, I would not admit that if that happened to me.
No, she was laughing about it and proud of it, man.
I bet. Oh,
yeah, addiction. Yeah, it is. Yeah, and I don't want to spend my whole time talking about Laura. I just wanted to bring that up because you know, when I heard that clip that Ballet Babe had played, I was like, wow, did she really just say that she had a dream about murdering people again? Like, she's such a sociopath. I don't know. Are you going to play the video? I might here after a while, like after me and Brandon get done, I might play that. It might be a while though. Because if I do that from my phone, it's going to distract me from what I wanted to kind of go live about with Brandon. And I know Brandon, he'll only spend like 40 minutes on here or an hour with me because he's got some things to do. He's got to get some work done on his laptop. So,
Yo.
So, wait, where did that comment go? Hold on real quick.
Okay.
Let me find it. It was that. Okay. Addiction is a thing you face. Admit. Yes. Find a couple of piece. Yes, absolutely. You know, and that's the thing that bothers me. You know, I've relapsed and I got cocky, you know, and I think that I don't know. What's your thoughts on it?
On what? On relapse or
Yeah,
your
my relapse. Like from your point of view. And be honest. I mean,
yeah,
you know.
no problem. No problem being honest. I think that you were stuck in a cycle. I think you're stuck in a cycle of denial with whether or not you can eat pills or not. Basically, it's, you know, you go through this phase of, okay, you sober up, you're sad, you're sorry, you want to fix things, but the ego rebuilds so fast.
Yeah.
So within a matter of days, you're over that.
See, I try to kill that ego and I can't. Like, you know, no, it seems like no matter how much meditation I do, how much praying I do, I cannot get that ego to completely just go. Like,
right. So what you're supposed to do, this is what you're, you know, if we look at 12-step literature and we look at the direction we would get from a sponsor, to smash ego, you have to remain humble.
Well, I've tried to remain humble and remain teachable at the same time.
You either, it always goes two ways with people. Anyone who's you know, heading toward a drink or heading toward a relapse, it's you're either going to get humbled or you're going to get humiliated. And a lot of times you get to choose which one it is.
Oh, dude, I've been humiliated like many times throughout my relapses here recently. You know, people have made fun of it. I feel shame, you know, because of my children. I feel completely bad because of you. I mean, there's a lot of shame that comes with a relapse, a lot.
Right. And that's no, you know, that's normal. I mean, I think that everybody's kind of like that. In terms of how to stay humble or get humble, whatever, you're going to have to recognize that part of that cycle. That, okay, I'm getting to a place where I'm not you know, I'm over the relapse and I'm back angry about this or frustrated, or I have anxiety about this, and you're gonna have to find a way to smash ego right in that couple of days.
Damn.
You know, if you don't, well, it could get bad. You know, it's just one of those things where I'm not mad, I'm not disappointed,
No.
I'm not, you know, you have the same disease I have, and just because I don't drink or use doesn't mean you're not gonna, and vice versa.
Right.
It's really a personal thing. I mean, there's definitely a family and a relationship in it for us, but at the end of the day, it's kind of a personal thing in terms of what I want to do to better myself. One of the things I always tell people is you can get as well as you want to in recovery. You can get as healthy as you want. There's really no ceiling on how good you want to feel. It's just a matter of you want to do the work. If you want to be honest at the right time, if you want to be willing and open-minded at the right time. So you got to look at your relationships. You got to look at your motives. You got to look at all that stuff and decide which one is helping you stay sober and which ones aren't. It's really that simple.
Yeah, but it's not simple.
No, I get that. I'm just saying it's that simple in terms of what has to be done.
Right. But it's really not that simple.
In terms of doing it, no.
Yeah.
It's not simple. In terms of you don't have a lot of options. You just don't. That's what I mean by it being simple. It's not like there's a third door.
Right. I think what I do is try to like numb reality sometimes just so I don't have to feel it. And oh gosh, you know, I don't know. What part do you think I'm in denial about? Like,
Whether or not you can eat pills or not.
okay.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah. I mean, if your brain's telling you I can get away with this, I'm just going to eat a few.
That's where my
That's
addictive brain goes every time. I can
right.
sit there and convince myself, okay, if I take this pill, I can only take one. I know that I'm going to be able to just take one. And then like 3 hours later, I'm slobbering on myself.
Right, because the denial becomes delusion. It
Yeah.
becomes your reality. Before it was just a thought in your head, like, but then once it becomes a part of your reality, you are delusional. You're alone with your emotions, you're alone with your fears and your anxiety, and you feel like you have no choice but to use.
Yeah. I get selfish too. There's a lot of selfish that comes with addiction, man. And I try, okay, like when I'm sober, I try to be the most unselfish person ever. But when I use, I become like a completely different person.
Sure.
Like I become a different person. Like I'm not me, the sober me. I don't know. I'm mean when I get on
You,
that medication.
you have a complete personality change.
Isn't that weird?
A lot of people are like that. I know a lot of people like that.
No, that's really weird. Like I completely turn into something evil. Like I think I need like an exorcism or something. I swear to God, like it's bad. I'm not very nice to Brandon. I'm not very nice to anyone in my surroundings when I get on that medication. And I can admit this because I know that I'm doing wrong and I have to realize that I am not I'm being selfish, that, you know, I'm doing these things and I've got to figure out a way to stop doing these things so I don't hurt the people that I love. And man, it's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to continue to be hard. That'll
Read
never
what
stop.
RV Charity Drive said.
Every human being is born. Gee, which is why it's considered an illness after all these years. The degree of addiction, what addiction is, plays a role with environment is one. Yeah, environment's key. Like I said, it's what have you built up around yourself that's causing you to use.
Mm,
And only you're going to be able to understand that and
yeah,
decide. You got to look in your friend group and in those relationships and decide who's healthy and who's not.
right.
And once you get there, it's what do you do? So it's a process. It's not something that, for me, it was never like I just figured it all out at once. It took a different trial and error and experimentation to figure out that, like, for me, and a big part of why I identify as an alcoholic, it took me years to figure out that when I drink I use drugs. I
Mm,
did not realize they were connected. I thought I'll just drink, I'm always going to drink. Alcohol's American, damn it. This is what people do. They drink booze and get drunk and smoke cigarettes and laugh and tell old stories. Every time I got drunk for the last couple years of my drinking, as soon as I would get a good buzz, I want to smoke crack. And as soon as I smoke crack, I want to shoot dope. And once I do those three things in line, I'm gone. There's no coming back. And once that happens, it's like jumping on a moving train. I
right.
don't stop moving until the train stops. I'm no longer in charge of, um, jumping off the train because I just didn't have the ability out of fear, out of denial, which became delusion. And the reality is that drugs and alcohol haven't worked for me for years. Years. I was 23 and I
Mm-hmm.
hadn't had a good time really drinking and using in years. But it was hard to admit that. And it was hard to imagine a life without drugs and alcohol.
Right. Well,
So,
see, I think Misnomer's right. Sometimes YouTube does trigger me sometimes. And, you know, there's times that I have to absolutely delete an app because if I don't, I'm going to go and look and it's going to make me mad. There's some days that I will just completely log off because I do know my limits. I do. If I get really upset about something, I will completely just log off. Um, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, YouTube does trigger me sometimes.
plus, I think you also, and this is also very common, you give and give and give to everyone, and you don't leave anything for yourself.
What do you mean by that?
Emotionally. So you're there for people. You're trying to take care of people. You're trying to
Okay,
help.
that's true. But then again, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to feel, okay, how do I word this? I don't want to put my problems onto anyone because I don't want people to think like I'm self-absorbed or anything. I don't want people to have to listen to my problems. You know what I mean?
No, I understand completely. The only issue there is none of that matters when you're dead.
Ah, you got me. True.
None of that matters when you're in jail. You know, it's
I know
just
you
one of
are,
those
Miss Number.
things. You gotta learn how to bring that down to like 50%. You know, because at 100%, you're not leaving anything for yourself emotionally. That's just an observation. You know, I could be completely wrong, but it just seems like, you know, you're constantly trying to help people. You're constantly trying to be there for people, which is what we're supposed to do. That's the hard part.
Oh,
You
Gone
know,
Girl, I love you, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Please don't leave the building.
it's one
Gone
of those
Girl,
things.
I love her. And I just love you. I hope you don't leave the building. Yeah, you know, there's things that you have said that are brutally honest, and I need to hear that. And sometimes I don't want to hear that, but it's a necessity at times, you know what I mean? And this is where I need to be humbled, and I don't really care about being embarrassed about my actions because I caused those actions. I did these things. I'm not embarrassed or ashamed. I'm trying to do better. I've been sober now for a little while. I'm not giving a date because knowing me lately, it seems like every time I have a date, I screw it up. So this time I'm just not even thinking about that.
Yeah, today is what counts.
Yeah,
You know?
today, right here and now. Yesterday counted. And hey, Kim, good morning. Hey, Pirate, good morning. Oh, Pirate just had brain surgery. And God, Pirate, you've been in my prayers, man.
Yeah.
I hope
Wow.
you're doing better. It's crazy. Like when I convince myself that, you know, nobody's going to know. Brandon's not going to be able to tell. Nobody is going to be able to tell. And then, like, the next day, I'll wake up and people are mad at me. And they're like, Sarah, you were totally slurring your words. And
Yeah,
Brandon's like, if you don't think I can tell,
yeah, like,
as a counselor, if you don't think I can tell, you're completely delusional.
and I didn't get to being a counselor by going to college. I got to
Right.
a counselor by sitting in the streets and drinking and getting high. But hey, you know, it's your show. You know, it's your life. You got to decide what makes you happy, what doesn't. And you got to decide what you want to do.
Okay, I get mad at myself. I'm like, how did I go? Okay, how did I go 6 whole freaking years and not crave that drug? Not even want to. I never thought about it. And it was even in front of me at times. And I was like, nope. I don't know why it's so hard this time to get back to there.
Look at what has changed in your life.
Oh,
So,
God.
what has changed? Just the
Yeah.
last year, you know, you look at those changes. There's certain,
Hi, Flower Lady.
how to say this politically. There are certain parts of your life right now that you have to accept,
Ugh.
or you don't have to, or you can continue to not accept it and be upset about it.
Well, I'm in
frustrated.
denial about certain things, and I know I am. I don't know how to come to terms with certain things.
Sure.
And I think that's part of my problem. And it has been, you know.
Yeah, ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been an ongoing problem, but it's, you know, you got to kind of set the date there of when you're willing to say, this is reality now. How do I accept this and move on, or accept it and take action? You know.
You know, I think that being honest about this is key. And I don't have any shame about talking about this. I think that it's important to talk about it. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's helpful. It's beneficial. It's healing to talk about it. And hi, Florida Keys, Amy.
Look at how many people care about you and love you.
Oh,
It's a big number, Sarah. You know, but at some point you got to care about you in a different way. You know,
Kratom is a crutch. You're right. And I have been using Kratom.
So you got to make some decisions, and you got to take action once you make the. It's one thing to sit around and think about it, sit around and talk about it until the action's done. I mean, this is the start of that process. You know, we start by being honest and talking about it.
Right.
Next will become, okay, I'm powerless over this. I'm powerless over that. Not just the pills, but other things. Can God help me? Do you believe that God can actually help you with this? And if you believe, then...
Well, I think he has, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a personal, you know, that's, once again, it's kind of a personal thing.
And there's things that are going on that I haven't brought to YouTube that I can't really bring to YouTube and talk about, you know, but I think those are some of the things that like weigh heavy on my heart. And sometimes I don't want to feel it. And I just kind of like zone out. And I think that's part of my problem. And, you know, I've talked to a therapist about this. I've worked on these things and I still can't get it. Like I still can't forgive myself. I can't work through it, if you will.
It's all a process of letting go. It's just a matter of how long do you want to hold on to it. And the action of letting go, of how do you actually let go of it, is what you have to find. I can't hand it. No one here can hand it to you.
Right.
They can't just say, oh, here you go. This is how. I mean, for me, it's the 12 steps of the process, the 12 steps. A lot of stuff, especially in steps 8 and 9. Because ultimately, at some point, and you know what? I don't say this to a lot of people, but I'll say it to you because you're special. At some point, you're going to have to make amends to yourself. You're going to have to find some way to forgive you for things you can't change. Or you're going to hold on to them to the day you die. And there are plenty, I've watched people do it. I've watched plenty of people I love. You know, sometimes things we hold on to get ripped from our fingers. Sometimes things we hold on to are literally killing us and we don't know how to let go and that kind of stuff. You know, right now it's a matter of what do you want to do?
Thank you for coming in here, Twanda.
You know, I love you. I'll always love you. There's nothing in this world that can change that. But you got to love you enough to do something. Yeah, to do something different. You know, you're loving yourself enough to medicate. So now you got to love yourself enough to want to live, to grow old, and to live and be happy.
I love you too, Rachella. Hey, wild one. Yeah, like I was talking to Brienne last night, and she was like, you know, Papa Jim misses you, which would be my father. And I'm like, oh boy. And, you know, he had heart surgery, and I guess he had had a heart attack. And I was so mad that no one told me. And, you know, maybe.
Do you know why they don't? You know why they don't tell you?
Why?
In your family? Because they're afraid you're going to use.
Oh.
I've watched that in your family a number of times. They're afraid to tell you certain stuff because they're just afraid of, you know, you have a hard time.
I feel like they don't want to tell me things because they like hate me or something. And I'm like, wait.
Because your ego's lying to you again.
And
you listen to it. They don't like me. They hate me.
Yeah, that's where my mind goes. You know, like when my aunt died, nobody told me. I had to find out through freaking Facebook. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That was like my mom's sister, you know? And I was like, whoa. And that really bothered me. And then come and find out my own father had a heart attack and nobody said anything to me. And I'm like, whoa. I had to hear about it like a year later through my daughter. And I'm very grateful for, you know, the fact that my daughter and I have a relationship now. We have a wonderful bond again. And that's beautiful. I guess next we'll be working on maybe fixing things with my father, you know. I don't know. I don't know. Because there's a lot of pain there. Like I was telling Brian last night, there's a lot of things that I don't know. I guess I'll always hold resentments for. And I don't know how to get over those resentments.
You got to pray for him.
Mm,
You got to pray that he gets all the things that you want.
that's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to do. But how good do you want to feel?
Right.
You know, how well do you want to get?
I mean,
Yeah.
like I've prayed for my father in terms of like, I hope that, you know, he can get better after this heart attack and that he doesn't have another one. I pray for things like that.
That's a start. That's a
Yeah.
start. That's perfect. You just got to start adding to it.
Mm.
And it has to be every day, sometimes twice a day. Anytime someone comes up my head that I have resentment towards, within 10 minutes, I'm praying for him. Not because I'm a nice guy, not because I just automatically forgave him, because I don't like being full of resentment. I don't like how it feels. I don't like sitting around driving around having a conversation with someone who's not in the car.
Right.
You know, I just would rather, you know, I either owe an amends there or I need to forgive them.
I think there's both.
Sure.
You know,
sure.
I hurt my dad, and I know that I hurt my dad. But then again, you know, I'll sit there and I'm like, well, he's hurt me.
Yeah, that's the selfish little girl that wants the biggest piece of cake. Well, look what they did to me. It doesn't matter when you're dead. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's your emotions. You know, he's got to deal with everything he's done in his life.
He's living that. Sorry.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's one of those things like
and I don't mean to come off as so harsh. It's just, you know, there was so many problems with my mom and my stepmom.
But if you can find a way to love you, to really appreciate who you are.
Like, get this. This man, my father, the day that Brandon and I got married, oh my God, like right before we got married, said, oh, I have to leave because we're going to go gambling. And I'm like, what? Are you kidding me right now? Like, I can't get over that. That's like something I cannot get over.
Have you ever not shown up to something really important because you were using?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Ah, good point.
Same thing. Priorities, choices, you know, what's most important. And we did spring that on him. We did it. Look, we didn't tell anybody in advance. You know, I will say that I'm not trying to defend it. I'm just saying he had an hour's notice, Sarah.
I know.
Oh, by the way, we're getting married in an hour.
Well, I think he knew
invited
beforehand.
He knew we were getting married. He didn't know that it was going to be. He didn't know what day.
Okay. Well,
he didn't. No one did. Just you and I. That's why we did it that way. I
still think he could have waited 20 minutes.
Yeah, probably, but he didn't. And now you got to decide when you're willing to forgive him.
All right.
And that's just the reality. I wish it were different. You know, I wish there was a button we could push to be rid of this stuff, but you got to do work now. Or get used to going through this.
RV wants to come up. Do you mind if he comes up with us real quick?
Yeah, whatever you want. It's your show.
That's ours, buddy. Okay, let's see. Did it work? Let me see if it worked. Oh, it worked. Winky whispers, you're a beautiful soul. And so are you, Winky. You are valued and you are very loved. It's hard though, you know, to forgive yourself from things that have happened in the past, you know. Hey, RV. It's hard though, you know, to forgive yourself from things that have happened in the past, you know.
Hello.
Hey, RV. It's hard though, you know,
Oops,
to forgive yourself.
Hello, Mr. Brandon. Hello, Sarah. How are you guys?
Hey,
How
good
are
morning.
you, Angelo?
I'm good. I'm good. I got back from all that travel, thank God.
Yeah. Oh, he got to go to, was it Guam?
Guam, Japan.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
After my, what was it, 4 months in Houston? 4 months in Houston working on COVID operations.
that is so cool.
But you know, you come from a similar place I do. I mean, we have different addictions, obviously, but addiction is addiction, right?
Hmm.
Different name
Yes.
degrees. But for me, for like the longest time, um, I've been angry at Catholics because of being raised in the orphanage and being raped and molested by priests.
Right.
Um, it's been a very difficult process, especially when it comes to marriage. And my wife will tell you. I mean, we've been married 27 years, but I'd be lying if I said it's been 27 years of no problems, bliss, and great experiences. When it's really not. It's a challenge,
Hmm.
um, especially to go from a place of mistrust and hurt to trusting somebody with your love in your heart. Forgiveness is probably the biggest key ingredient when it comes to addiction, or at least overcoming addiction, because we're always going to be addicted, right? We're always going to
Yeah.
do that. It's like an
Right.
alcoholic. You're always going to be an alcoholic even if you're in recovery. That's
Right.
just a stigma that sticks with you. But forgiving the people that did the things to me, the way I do that is I empower other victims, hopefully, the strength they need to overcome their pain and to face their problems. And that's part of the healing process for me, I guess, even after all these years, knowing that the people that did these things never paid for their crimes, and knowing
Hmm.
that there's people on this platform, as you know, that I chase down
Yeah.
that don't answer for their crimes and sit around like it's some kind of victory dance for them. And I don't like that. So I have to empower myself by giving a voice to the people that don't have one or haven't found the strength to have their own voice. And people use that they try to use that, I have to say, as a triggering point to try to trigger me. And I hate that word too. Um,
I do too.
but the first part of my healing was to forgive myself. And that's the hardest step. Forgiving people is easy. Forgiving yourself is the hardest step because you have to acknowledge um, the pain that you've caused
Yeah.
and then allow yourself to be forgiven for it. It's not about, and no offense to Brandon, it's not about Brandon forgiving you. It's not about Winky forgiving you. It's not about A through Z forgiving you. It's about you forgiving yourself first.
Right.
The rest of those things come with time. The rest of those forgivenesses, and that's not even a real word, but we'll make one. That comes with time. But if you don't love yourself enough to forgive yourself, then you're always going to be on that mountaintop, leaning over the edge, looking down, wondering if there was something better down there for you when all of the great things that you have is actually right behind you the whole time. And
Wow.
when you acknowledge those things, then you're able to forgive yourself and then you're able to move on. And then those things that people use against you to try to make you hurt and try to make you angry, to try to make you feel bad, those things no longer have power over you because you've forgiven yourself. And that's really what I'd love to see for you and anybody else with addiction or pain, friend or foe, in my book.
Hmm.
I do my thing. I do my thing because I try to hold people accountable for some of the disastrous things they do on this platform.
Right.
And my post earlier today. But in the end, that's all I can do. I can't make them be better people. That's for them to do. I can't make people see the truth. That's for people to see. But the evidence is out there. If you're a good person and you try to lead a good life, people know that you're doing what is best for yourself. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to. I still haven't forgiven the people that did the horrible things to me when I was 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. And I may never, I don't know. But I've forgiven myself for making myself feel guilty about it. And that was a hard step. And that's a tribute to my wife, because without her and without some of the people that have been in my life, I know for a fact, and my wife will tell you, I would not be here today.
Oh, you have a wonderful wife. She's so kind.
She is the best part of me, and she has
Yeah.
given me some great blessings in life with my 3 children. And they are, and I'm not ashamed to admit this, they are better people than I am. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that, because isn't that what we want as parents?
Yeah, absolutely.
We want them to be better than us, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm proud of that. I'm proud that my son is very religious and very forgiving and very loving. I would not change that for the world. Never.
I say that to my daughter all the time. I'm so proud that you've been able to accomplish more in life than I have. I'm so glad you're going places. I say the same to my son. And yeah, I definitely, as a parent, want them to better themselves, than I have with my life.
But
Absolutely.
see, those are your palace stones, Sarah. Have I ever told you the story of the palace?
No.
Every single second of our life, we collect a stone. And sometimes the stones can weigh us down. And one day, when you decide to build something with those stones, you build a foundation. And you can stand on top of that foundation and look around and look at all the other stones that are out there trying to take you down and trying to weigh you down. And you can start to build a wall with them. And as you build those walls and you surround yourself with the things that mean something to you, that support you, that benefit you, that add value to your life, you start to create the doors and the windows to let the light in, to let the guests in. You create rooms. You take those stones and you make a home out of it, a castle.
I really like that analogy.
And you live in that castle. And if you build it with the right people and you build it with the right morals, nothing can take that castle down. And the benefit to that is you've built it using every second of experience of your life. And if people don't appreciate that, you remove that stone from your castle and you replace it with a stone that does, until your castle is fully supported by the things that matter to you in your life. That's all I really wanted to say.
Thank you. Thank you for coming up here and saying that. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate everything you said.
I appreciate
It
it.
left me speechless.
That's the most beautiful thing I've heard this year.
Yeah.
I appreciate
far.
you guys. I appreciate you guys. I need you to continue to do these types of streams, because you may one day discover, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not be next month, but you may find that you saved somebody's life. And that's a stone that you add to your castle. All right?
Oh, Angelo.
Be
Thank
blessed,
you.
everybody. Have a great holiday week. All
Thank
right?
you so much for that.
Angelo's good people. There are a few people on here that do not care for Angelo, but I can genuinely say that he is a very good person with a really good heart. And he does good things on this platform. And I'm very proud to consider him a friend, and his wife. His wife is a beautiful soul.
That was the most beautiful thing I have heard this year.
It really was.
Easy.
Like, that brought me to tears.
Easy. And Angelo, if you're still listening, that is officially stolen. I will be using that across this entire state of Ohio. I will give you credit the first 3 times I tell it.
Brent.
After that, it's mine. So, it was great. That was outstanding.
It really was.
And
really was.
That's the truth. The only thing I can think of, and I see you do this, Sarah, too. I do it sometimes. The only thing I can think of that compares with that is it's called 99 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm in a room full of 100 people and 99 say that I'm the best, they love me, I'm just great, and then one person says I'm a jerk and I'm a loser, guess who the only person I pay attention to is?
The one that says you're a loser.
And I forget about the 99.
Right.
Because I'm too focused on the one.
Right.
And I'm stealing that from a guy who's long past. But, it's one of those things that, how long do you carry the ones around?
Yeah.
Instead of focusing on the 99.
I will forever remember what Angelo came up and just said, like, that really touched my heart.
I've never heard that. That's
No,
amazing.
no, Angelo is very smart. He's very wise. He's a military man, and he's a very wise man. I'll have to show you his channel, Brandon. He's a good one.
Yeah, that was incredible. I'm so glad I heard that.
I am too. I'm very grateful that you took the time to come up here and say that, Angelo. Thank you. I can't thank you enough for that.
So what are you thinking, honey? You've heard some good stuff. What are you thinking so far?
I'd like to say I love my daughter that just came in. Hey, kiddo. I love you. I love that picture too, Brienne. That's you and Grandpa. That's my favorite picture. That's why I chose that one. It's his birthday today, Brienne. So happy birthday, Grandpa.
Happy birthday.
And, and that's another reason why I wanted to do this live, because, maybe I can't talk about that right now.
Let me say this. I meant to tell you this morning, and it's just on my heart to tell you this.
Uh-huh.
No matter what people out there believe or don't believe in. This morning, I got to get up to 6 amazing poodles at 5 in the morning and make sure that they use the bathroom and all that good stuff. And so I didn't let the girls out right away because they were in bed with you. I just let the boys out. And, I kind of sit with them in the morning. I just stand there and drink my coffee and pet them. And, I just kind of hang out with them. And I finally went to go smoke, came back in.
Stop.
And, okay, so my dad's cabinet that's right next to the fridge. Okay, so I was standing there, and I turned to fill up my water at the fridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I swear to you on everything holy and my love for you that I heard someone like walk behind me, like behind my back.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was one of the dog. I thought it was one of the dogs. It was just really.
Oh, and he's out. Damn, just when the story was going to get good. This house, though, I think I know where he's going with this. This house, I've seen things, and Brienne can even admit to this too. Oh, there he is.
It was an amazing story, wasn't it?
You cut out right when it was getting good.
All 3 dogs were asleep on the other side of the room. So I had I think I even said out loud, "What the F?"
Oh, Brandon, there's been many things in this house that has happened that cannot be explained. Like the hanger. You remember?
Yeah, I'll never forget that. Good God.
The kitchen cabinets. You seeing my grandma in the corner of your glasses sitting on the couch. And my grandfather, before he got really sick, saw grandma sitting on the couch, and she had been gone for like a year or two. And there's some paranormal, is that the right word? Like paranormal type things that go on in this house, like for sure.
Or heard anything like that. It got my attention.
We've definitely seen things in this house that are not normal.
Oh yeah.
Like I seen a shadow standing over me, and it scared me half to death, and I'll never forget that. Oh Lord. But I think this has been like a really good topic. Like, even if it's not meant for some, people are listening, and I'm grateful for everybody that came in here to listen. And I learned, I was able to learn from this live. I was able to listen and learn from Brandon. I was able to listen and learn from Angelo and from people in the chat, like Miss Nomer. I saw everything she said, and I absolutely love her with all my heart. She sent me some beautiful flowers, or not flowers, some beautiful plants recently, and they are just amazing, and I'm so grateful for them. Weren't they pretty, Brandon?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. And yeah, you're right, Garfield. Life's too short for grudges, at least. Yeah. I'm very stubborn and hard-headed, and I can hold a grudge like nobody's business. I mean, my dad and I were both stubborn, and he and I both, have held grudges, and we haven't talked for like what, 6-7 years now.
Some years, yeah.
Yeah, it's and I mean, I missed my dad. I'm not gonna lie, I do. I hope he's well.
Everything's for a reason, and everything
Yeah,
is, right where it's supposed to be, and you're right where you're supposed to be, and ultimately everything's going to be okay if you're willing to do the work and you're willing to do what's right.
I've been
What's best
lazy
for
on
you.
that part, the work. I've not really worked on the 12 steps lately. I haven't. That's complete truth. I haven't. I thought that maybe I could like do it all through meditation and prayer. It's just not really cutting it.
No,
I mean,
you
it
gotta
is
do
for
it all.
today. It has been for the past couple weeks. And I don't know. Maybe I need to go back and just do things the way we used to do them,
What yeah, you got to decide what you want to do.
And see, that's the best part. Just because I'm married to my counselor or whatever does not mean that he can keep me sober. And that's another thing that, people would say, well, your husband can't even keep you sober. Well, no shit. He's not going to be able to keep me sober. Only I'm going to be able to keep me sober. Only you are going to be able to keep you sober. Good morning, Shauna. How are you? Oh, it's so good to see you here, Shauna.
Good morning. Good morning. Our lives are an absolute miracle.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Oh,
There's
I shouldn't be here. Like, I
there's
should not be here.
a lot of families waking up this morning that weren't so lucky.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know what to call it, but they're waking up and having to plan a funeral. Ooh. This is an opportunity of a lifetime that a lot of people we know didn't get.
Yeah.
I
I hold guilt from that.
Of course.
Like, why do I get to live and people that were better than me, that, were more important to this world, gone?
God's not done with you yet. There's still more for you to do here. There's someone you're supposed to touch, someone you're supposed to help. And most of all, that dessert you made in the crock pot, was it yesterday? A couple days
Day before.
You're supposed
You
to
can
make
always
that
make me laugh.
many more times. Many more times in this life, you will make.
Oh, gosh. So what I did was I took cinnamon rolls, the ones that come in those Pillsbury Doughboy cinnamon rolls, whatever they're called.
Buy one, get one free at Kroger. I'm just saying.
And I cut them up into little pieces, and I added some cinnamon and brown sugar and a little bit of butter. And then I put the glaze on, and I put it in the crock pot for like 2 hours. And oh my gosh, it was artery clogging good.
I'm not supposed to be having stuff like that, and I try to
You
not say
bought it.
anything. Well, I try not to say anything because it's it's once again, it's kind of my choice. How healthy do I want to be? But she just brought it and put it in front of me, right? She didn't say, "Do you want any?" There's a dessert in here. She just put it in front of me. It was straight out of the crock pot. So it was really hot, and I had to kind of wait for it to cool down. Fun fact about Sarah: Sarah doesn't have to wait for stuff to cool down. She literally can eat something straight out of the oven. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Brandon said it yesterday. He said, "That's gangster." Because I took a bite out of whatever I made yesterday, and
she was blowing the smoke of the food out of her mouth. Yeah, I can't do that.
He said, "Now that's gangster."
That's pretty gangster. So all I'm going to say is that there's some people have the ability to make what I would consider restaurant quality food, or better than what you would get at a restaurant. My wife is one of them.
Thank you.
And yes, I just want to say that.
Thank you.
Sarah.
I learned it all from my grandmother. And Brienne is just the same. Oh gosh. We got that Myrtle gene. the cooking gene, that Southern cooking.
I like what Shauna said here. She said that negative voice, the addiction voice, will come up with every reason for you not to be sober. That's where the guilt comes in.
Amen. That's why I penned that, because that's exactly what I'm going through, Shauna. You know what I mean?
One of my old favorite sayings that I heard in a meeting somewhere is, if you got two dogs, so you've got a positive dog and a negative dog, the dog that you feed will stay, because the other dog will go look for food somewhere else. Not going to stick around if there's no food there. So if you feed the positive dog, the negative dog will eventually leave. And every day I got to decide, which dog do I want to feed today.
Right.
It's easy to pick the negative one, but
Sean, my door's always open. I'm telling you, I'm like my grandma. Anybody who come through this house, I try to feed you. Like, it's one of those Southern hospitality things, I guess. And, if you come to this house, you're going to leave with something like food or something. I don't know. That's just how we roll. But yeah, like if you ever come to Dayton, Shauna, I'll make you a meal. I love to cook.
She's got the best. That's for sure.
I don't know. It's not that healthy. Like, that's how we've put on so much weight.
No, but we're doing a lot better than we used to.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I guess you are. I'm really not. Like, not at all.
Choices.
I know. You buy the stuff. You don't let me go shopping.
No, I learned a long time ago. Long time ago, especially when our grocery store had a jewelry store in it. Never again.
Brandon won't let me go grocery shopping.
She went there with $300, came out with a $200 ring and $100 in groceries.
That's a true story.
Oh my God. Sarah, I wanted to say that I'm really proud of you, and I appreciate your honesty this morning. And like I said, I'll always love you. And I there is no one in this world I'd rather be with than you. I feel very blessed every day, no matter what you're doing or anything. I feel very blessed. I just wish you could see you how I do. But I also wanted to say that you've got all these people standing up behind you as well. All these people online, and you're so blessed. A lot of my friends and people I know do not have that. They do not have that as an option. There's a lot of lonely people out there. And I think you've really been there for people. And I just wanted to say, no matter what happens, I got you.
Oh, gosh. It's the first thing you said to me when I came out of rehab. Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
So always and forever.
I think I need to embed that in your ring. I got you. Or in my ring, like have that engraved. I got you. We should do that for like our 10-year anniversary. Have little sayings engraved in the back of our rings.
We can do that.
Oh, that would be perfect. I love it.
As long as it's on sale.
Everything's got to be on sale with Brandon.
25% off or something. We'll talk to him.
Oh, he can make me laugh. Thank you. I need you like I need air, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you, Brandon. I love you,
so
dear.
Grateful. Yeah. Thank you I got to run. Thank you for having me up. Thank you for everybody out there listening. We should do this again real soon, honey.
Yes. I'll see you later, babe.
I love you.
I love you. Serendipity and Brandon have to travel. Oh my gosh, I would love to go to Arizona. Oh, yes. Arizona is a very spiritual place. Yeah. Yes, Garfield, you can definitely ask a question. I'm open. I try to be as honest as I can. Oh, goodness. These are two of my favorite people right here in this picture. I love that picture. That was a happy day. That was a really good day. Yeah, Mr. Dippity, he has a lot of work to do on his computer. And the reason why we do all the computer work and like go live in the mornings is because we have internet. And like when Daniel gets home, I swear to God, it sucks all the internet out. So thank you, Infidel Lady. Yeah, I'm grateful for Brandon. Like, he's good to me, regardless of what I do or say. He's very forgiving, and that's got to be love. It has to be, because a lot of people wouldn't put up with my shit, and I found my better half. I'm not the easiest to get along with, and I'm not the easiest to put up with. So I'm very grateful for Brandon. And how would you explain a sudden death to an autistic child? Well, I had to do that with my son when he lost his father. Oh, shit. It's not easy. I didn't tell Daniel the truth when he lost his father. I didn't let him know what happened. And I don't really want to go into details on that. You can email me maybe, and I can talk about that. But it's really hard to explain death to an autistic child. It was really hard for my son to understand and to comprehend and to understand that he's never going to see his father again. Even going to the funeral, I did not force him to go. I did not force him to stay. He could only stay there for like maybe 5 minutes at that. Hi, little bit. It was really hard for him, and he was 11. And it was rough. We still have conversations about it today, and there's things that he doesn't understand that I try to explain to him in a simplified way that I know he can understand. I hope I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Garfield. It's still hard for me to talk about, it's hard for me to talk to Daniel about sometimes. Only your son, and how he's going to understand things. And my advice for you, just be gentle. And I guess it depends on how old your son is. I really had to explain to Daniel, there's a heaven, and that's where his dad was, and that he's going to be watching over him, and that he's not going to physically be here anymore. It's really hard. It was really hard, and he didn't even understand that. And he still goes to therapy today for it. And it's really hard. Big hugs to you, Infidel Lady. Yeah. Yes, Winky whispers. Give your child a role. Help your child remember the person. Yeah, we talk a lot about his dad, and always good memories, because the bad ones, he doesn't want to talk to me about. He would prefer to talk to his therapist. And my son's of age now, so he can, not talk to me about things that he doesn't feel comfortable with. He would rather feel comfortable talking to his therapist about certain things. Shauna, you're so right. Oh gosh, he's 12. I'm so sorry. It's hard, and I don't really have the right answer. I had a lot of help when it came to my son. Brandon, for instance, my husband, sat down with him and talked a lot with him, and was able to help Daniel understand. And I can't count the hours that Brandon sat there and talked to Daniel. Back then, it was easier for Daniel to talk to Brandon versus me. For some reason, I don't know. But, you know, Brandon even had to step in and kind of explain why his dad's no longer here. And it's really hard. My heart goes out to you, Garfield. And my prayers to you as well. And I'm sorry for your loss. Well, it's been an hour and 10 minutes. I think I'm going to jump off here. I didn't want to, I didn't know I was going to get so emotional through this. I apologize. I'm not going to take this down, and I'm not going to private it or anything. I'm actually going to leave this up. I'm not ashamed of what I say. And if people want to try to use it against me, that's fine. These are the things that you would talk about, like if you were going to a AA or NA meeting. So, I mean, you know, it's whatever. And people can be cruel here online. And I wish more people would understand that those people are not the greatest people that are making fun of people's real life pain. Those are not good people. And I don't know. Amen, Shauna. I just think people suck sometimes, and I prefer to stay away from people like that. I'm not always the nicest either. I get that. I'm not. I've said things out of character, but I can also say, you know what, I'm sorry that I said that. There's some people on this platform that, oh, Garfield, hun, no, you didn't upset me at all. Not at all. Not at all. Hey, Bailey Vexed. It's been really hard, you know, with my son and his dad. So, no, you didn't upset me at all. I'm already an emotional roller coaster anyways. So, just go with your heart, Garfield. Go with what you think your son can understand, can comprehend, and can handle. I don't know how to explain it. Just go with your instincts. Thank you, Infidel Lady. I adore you so much. All right, you guys, I'm going to jump off here because I'm going to take these little poodle doodles out, and I got some cleaning to do. So, with that being said, I hope everyone has a beautiful day. And thank you for taking the time to come in here to just hang out and listen and give me, you know, words of advice and wisdom. I read through all the comments, and I'm very grateful for all of you. And thank you, Angelo, for coming up and saying what you said. That will forever stay with me. So I hope you all have a beautiful day. Peace, love, and light to all of you. I love you, Brianne. I love you too, Shauna. I really do. Bye, you guys.